What's going on, guys? Kalipis Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons to buy the BLU V91 in 2021. But before we get started, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It does help out the channel. That being said, let's get into it. So my first reason to buy the BLU V91 in 2021 is the large display. This phone has a 6.5-inch IPS LCD display with a resolution of 720p, a PPI of 270, an aspect ratio of 20:9, and a screen to body ratio of 82.3%. So the display of this phone is definitely on the large side, and having a large display is going to be really good for content consumption. So whether you're streaming videos, viewing photos, or even reading, having a larger display is going to be good because everything is going to show up a lot bigger on a display like this than it would on a smaller one. And thanks to the thin design of the phone, despite having a larger display and giving you all the benefits of it, this phone is also still comfortable to hold in your hand and to carry in your pocket. So you're really getting the best of both worlds. The display is definitely big enough to be good, but also not too big. My second reason to buy the BLU V91 in 2021 is the storage. This phone has 128 gigabytes of internal storage with microSD card expansion. So you're getting a ton of space to do pretty much whatever you want with. So whether you have lots of photos and videos, in which case you can put those on the microSD card as well if you really want to, or you have lots of apps, you're gonna have the storage for pretty much everything. So whether you're an average user who doesn't do a whole lot with your phone, or a power user who has lots of high-end apps that take up lots of space, in addition to photos and videos and all that, this phone's gonna have enough storage for you either way, so you'll never have to worry about running out. Another reason why the storage is so significant on this phone is, remember, this is only an entry-level phone. I've seen plenty of phones in the same price range with only 32 gigabytes of storage. So in the context of its specific market segment, this is even more impressive. The third reason to buy the BLU V91 in 2021 is the battery. This phone has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery that supports 10 watt fast charging, so that's really impressive. This has almost double the size of the iPhone 12 battery, and it's one of the largest batteries you can get in a smartphone. So this is going to be good for several reasons. First of all, you're going to have lots of life per charge. So if you have a more mobile lifestyle where you don't have time to sit around waiting for your phone to charge all the time, you're going to be better off with this phone than lots of others because this phone's battery is so large that it's probably not even going to need to charge during the day at all. The other benefit as far as that situation goes that this phone has is supporting 10 watt fast charging. Supporting fast charging means even if you do run out of battery during the day, it's going to be able to charge a lot more in a shorter period of time than other phones, so you won't have to wait nearly as long to charge the phone up enough to give it a little bit more life. Now, the other thing about having a large battery that really makes a difference is the long-term longevity of the phone. All batteries degrade over time, and with smaller batteries, you'll notice it a lot faster, and as such, have to replace the phone much sooner. With this phone, since the battery is so large, you won't notice it degrading nearly as fast, so you won't have to replace the phone nearly as quickly either. So if you like to get one device and keep it for a longer period of time, a phone like this one with such a large battery is going to make a huge difference. The fourth reason to buy the BLU V91 in 2021 is the materials. Just by holding it, I can tell this phone is made out of some real nice materials. Lots of phones in this price range, if not most of them, are usually made out of cheap plastic that almost feels hollow in some cases, but this phone really doesn't. You don't hear any creaking sounds when you squeeze on it a little bit, like you do in the more cheap phones that are made of lower quality materials. The back of this phone is made of a matte material that not only looks good, but also feels really solid. And overall, in addition to looking really nice, This phone also has a good weight to it and doesn't feel like your typical entry-level phone that normally feels so cheap that you can tell it's an entry-level phone just by holding it. Now that being said, don't expect high quality glass or metal or anything like that, because at the end of the day, this is not a flagship phone, but for an entry-level phone, I would say it does feel real nice. My fifth and final reason to buy the BLU V91 in 2021 is the camera setup. This phone has a 16 megapixel rear camera, a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensing camera for portrait mode. So overall, this phone has pretty much every camera feature available. The only thing it doesn't have is a telephoto lens, which no entry-level phone I've ever seen has anyway. Compared to other phones in its price range, this phone's setup is really good. Whether you're a more casual user of the camera, who still likes to take a nice picture here and there, maybe you like to use something simple like portrait mode, or if you're more into taking pictures and want to use the more advanced features like an ultra wide camera or a macro camera, the camera setup of this phone is going to have a little something for everybody, so you're likely going to be satisfied either way. But those were my 5 reasons to buy the BLU V91 in 2021. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you want to learn more about the phone itself, you can check out my full review of the device on the channel. And if you happen to be watching this after you bought the phone, be sure to check out my beginner's guide and tips and tricks video so you can see some cool features of this phone that you're going to want to know about when you're setting it up for the first time. But that's it for today. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.